Pass Around the Smile is like your go-to friend, the one that lifts you up and backs you till the end. She's there to guide and inspire, challenge and teach, and remind you that your best self isn't out of reach. Self-development, manifestation, self-love and more, it's time to trust the process more than ever before. Welcome to Pass Around the Smile, the podcast. I'm your host, Cleo Massey, and I am so glad you're here. Let the magic begin. Guys, welcome back to the Pass Around the Smile podcast. I have such a special guest for you today, and I'm really excited because I feel like having Beck on today is it's like a prize for you guys. You are the prize.
Thank you. That's so fun.
My Smiley community, you guys have done my manifestation challenge. You have been along on the ride for the past month, putting in the work, and Beck is here to help us stay on track, stay motivated, get positive, set goals, create habits, all of the things that are going to make you feel very inspired. Let me just introduce her in case you haven't heard of Bec Stewart before, so you know all about her. She is a wife. She's a dog mum. She is the founder of The Habit Tracker, host of the In Her Power podcast, and Australian social media personality with a community of over 280,000, which is wild. A self-proclaimed go-getter with a passion for personal development and wellness. Beck's mission is to inspire you through healthy habits, strong routines, and aligned action, and to empower you to build a life that is nothing short of big, bold, and beautiful. Now, I've had the pleasure of watching Beck's journey on social media for a few years, but I've had the extra pleasure of knowing Beck personally for the last maybe year or so.
Yeah. Year or so.
Yeah, we've bonded over our businesses, which both have similar goals to guide and inspire our community, and we always leave each other's company just feeling all magical and inspired. I really admire Beck's passion, and I am in awe of her creativity, especially when it comes to her content on her social pages. She's one of those people who keeps achieving these milestones, and instead of making you feel small, it makes you think, wow, she truly deserves it. And Beck actually helps you believe that you can get there too. It's the kind of success that feels really inclusive and uplifting and really inspiring. So welcome, Beck, to the Pass Around the Smile podcast.
That was the best intro of my entire life. I'm going to be saving this episode and replaying that intro every morning.
Please do.
Bit of a hype talk.
It'll help the listens, so keep playing over it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. So I actually voice messaged Beck last night because I was like, I want to go off track from the very start of the episode, and Beck was like, yes, let's go off track.
Yeah.
As you know, my Smileys, when I have guest episodes and solo episodes as well, I want you to feel like you are sitting with us, we are having a tea together, and this is what this is. I said to Beck before, we're just missing our little cookie that we like.
Yeah, and our little coffee.
Yeah.
That's right. We've got filtered water instead.
We have filtered water, okay? Don't forget.
Bougie girls.
So Beck, the last few years for you, you have been gaining so much momentum in, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but from my perspective, every area of your life, like business, health, fitness, self, your beautiful marriage, the homes that you're manifesting, the move to the Gold Coast, the opportunities within business, the financial goals. It is incredibly inspiring to watch. And I want to know, what is the difference between the Beck before this momentum was gained and the Beck during this momentum was gained? Like, what's different?
I think first and foremost, it's a mindset. She has a completely different mindset. And I think it was 2022, I quit my 9-to-5 with no backup plan, really. I had a little bit of a following, but I thought to myself, and I got the blessing from my husband. He said to me, I'm sick and tired of you going to work and crying every day. If you're not happy, you have my blessing to make it work, right? Make what you want to do work, but you've got to do the work. And it was kind of like a blessing where he said, I'll support you if I need to, but it's time for you to harness what you want to do and go all in. So I think 2022, 2023, I really harnessed and I developed a really strong growth mindset where I thought to myself, I'm going all in every aspect. So it was the mindset. But also, it comes back to a lot of the things that I do day in, day out to support that said mindset. So the healthy habits, you know, showing up for my mental health, showing up for me every single day. So I think it's a really holistic change where it started with, this is the life that I want. This is what I currently don't have. Let's, you know, bridge that gap, fix the mindset, you know, harness this growth mindset, and then fix the aligned action to then support that. So I think holistically, she's a completely different girl.
Wow.
But lots of work, lots of, you know, internal, external work. But yeah.
This is what I see with you. Yes, you are kicking all of these goals, but it's not luck.
No.
It was hard work.
Lots of tears.
Lots of tears. You did it, and you did it consistently over so many years. And I think consistency is something that my Smileys, my community, struggle with a little bit. And they've been reaching out after this manifestation challenge. Now that we're like 2-3 weeks out, they felt so good while we were doing it. And now, and me included, feeling a little bit lazy, a little bit unmotivated, losing hope a little bit. We're getting distracted. So when, you know, during this few years of gaining momentum for you, and now, Beck, now, when you get into that state of like, oh, I'm stepping out, I'm feeling misaligned, what do you do? Like, what's your go-to?
The first thing I do is always remember my why. So I rely on a lot of things like vision boarding. I'll always do a vision board. I actually have a vision board for the year, and then I also have like a future you vision board as well, which is like, future you is like the traits, the mindset that I need to harness. So that's a future you vision board. But then the overall vision board has like tangible things on it. So like the first class flight and like the beautiful home and the dream car. So I will always come back to visualizing what it is that I'm working towards. Journaling a lot. You know, I actually have a specific strategic journaling structure that I do every single day that actually finishes with that visualization. So I will actually like write it as if I have already achieved that said thing. So I've woken up today in my beautiful, you know, beachside home, going to my office, going to the warehouse, meeting my beautiful team for the morning. And then once I've finished that practice, I'm almost in that mindset of having that said thing, so that every action following that kind of reflects that dream life. But yeah, really remembering and reflecting back as to why did I start. That was the other thing I wanted to say. Celebrating the micro wins as well is so incredibly important, because like even acknowledging those mini wins, even if they are as simple as, hey, I actually got up this morning when my alarm went off instead of snoozing that. When you can acknowledge, ooh, that was a little micro win for the day, that is what's going to build momentum. And so when we think of habit formation as well, there's a formula when it comes to habit formation. There's that consistency and that repetition. But our brain also needs cues or a hit of dopamine or, you know, acknowledgement that what it has done is correct. It was satisfying. Okay. So that is actually part of the formula to build habits, is to give yourself that micro reward, that hit of dopamine, which is why I, you know, love habit tracking, because the ticking is the actual dopamine.
So that's the dopamine.
Yeah. So celebrating those micro rewards, even if they are super small, helps you, you know, acknowledge that momentum that you may have already had, but you kind of took for granted because you're overlooking it and you're looking for the big end goal. What can we celebrate in the moments in the in-between?
It's so important. So
important. And often we overlook it, right? Because we're so focused on this big, tangible outcome. But the baby steps are the things that's going to get us there between then and now.
And it's also going to help you enjoy the process.
Absolutely. Makes it so much more satisfying and fun and rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just making me feel so excited. Yay. And guys, so Beck actually has a habit tracker.
Yes.
And is it physical and online?
It's not online yet.
Not online yet. Yet.
It will be.
Ooh. Guys, I think you heard it here first on the Pass Around the Smile podcast.
You have.
All right. So, habits for Beck. Can you maybe take us through some habits that have really, really worked for you, and then maybe some habits that you have set that haven't worked for you, just so we can feel like, okay, maybe Beck also can create habits and they don't work. Like,
there's a whole heap, obviously, that make the biggest impact. And I feel like habits are such a subjective thing. Like, what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. But I have a whole heap. First and foremost, this is so rogue, but making my bed before I start anything else has been such a game changer for me. And I implemented this years ago. I'm talking 5-6 years ago. I was in a really unmotivated place. I was off track with my health and my fitness. I was studying at university at the time. Like, I was in my party era. Everything was just all up in the air. And I remember thinking, like, life, it just feels so messy. What's the first thing when I wake up? The first thing that I could do that is like a little micro tick for the day? Making my bed. It is so simple. Now, as an adult, I physically will not start my day. I actually can't start my day until that bed is done, because everything feels messy and clunky and yucky. So that's the first one for me. Morning movement, movement of some kind, but morning movement, especially as we're coming into the warmer months, completely changes my mindset for the day. And funnily enough, my water goal,
I love it.
Has to be 2 liters. Otherwise, my body lets me know. Headaches. Brain fog, like, you are dehydrated, sis. Let's get some 2 liters back into the body. Other things that not necessarily haven't worked, but I didn't find that much of an impact, but I really pushed for a while there, were things like reading 10 pages of a book every single day.
Right.
Like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But that, in the season of life that I'm in right now, that's not really a necessity.
And I think too, like you just said, you were pushing.
Yeah.
And I think when we're pushing, forcing, or resisting something, it's just not giving the energy out that you want to attract back.
Yeah.
And like, it's all well and good to set a goal or create a habit, but if it feels genuinely wrong, it's just not right for you.
Yeah. And look, 10 pages of a book in a day, every day, you know, as a little ritual routine may serve me in a later point, you know, if I'm learning something new or I want to be, you know, learn, you know, a new concept or something. But for now, I'll just listen to 10 minutes of a podcast instead while I'm on my morning walk. And that's what's serving me.
And I love that you can be flexible with that.
Of course.
And have that, like, idea and mindset that, like, it doesn't have to be what everyone else is doing, or it doesn't have to be what this author says to do. Or,
Exactly.
Okay.
So that was one that really, because I had a look at this question and I was like, I love this, because I'm like, I think even, you know, reflecting on what these influencers talk about, or as you said, authors, or even like the 75 hard concept, working out twice a day and 10 pages of a book and X, Y, and Z, like, that is forced for a lot of us. In fact, for a lot of us, that's actually not realistic. If you think about full-time workers that are also mums and they've got X, Y, and Z, like, we can't work out for 45 minutes. Well, they can't, I assume. 45 minutes a day, twice a day.
I'm here to say we cannot. We cannot. And, like, it creates pressure, and then it creates competition, and then you're down on yourself because they're doing it and you couldn't. And that, I think, is, you know, a problem in itself.
Absolutely.
So I think you do want to be like, how do you, I guess, then create your habits knowing that they are right for you and values, like, match your values, your beliefs, and where Beck is at?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of trial and error to begin with, but also really reflecting, like, what season of life am I in right now? So at the moment, I am very business focused at the moment. I have been for the past couple of months, where I'm like, I've decided that from now until the end of the year, my focus is my business. And so what are the habits, routines, and rituals that would enable me to show up fully in my business? So for me, that's like checking my meta ads every single day. I do a meta sweep every single day. That's actually a habit within itself. And this is actually something that I'm tracking in my habit tracker, because it's still not ingrained into my lifestyle. I'm still forgetting to do it.
Okay.
So that's in my habit tracker now.
Okay.
You know, making sure that at the end of every single day, I allocate a 30-minute block, and I track that on my productivity timer to go into my DMs, to go into my comments, and get back to everyone. Because in the season of life that I'm in right now, this is a habit I need to show up in.
Yeah.
So I think it's, you know, checking in with yourself. What's my priority at the moment? For some of us, it'll be health and fitness. For some of us, it could be family, you know, developing the presence within family time, or your kids, or whatever. You can actually generate some really powerful habits within the season that you're in.
Oh, thank you. That is really, honestly, so refreshing to hear. How do we set habits or goals that are both in alignment, but also we're still pushing ourselves just a little bit? I don't even want to use the word push, like, you know, because we do want to create goals that are exciting and that are going to get us to that next version of ourselves. Like, I saw you've done it with your triathlon. Like, I'm sure that's scary, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's huge for you.
It's a lot on the body.
So it's like, it's a big goal, but it's still in alignment.
Yeah.
Like, you're still edging yourself to that next future version of Beck.
Yeah.
How do we like not go too far?
I think something that's working really well for me is, again, getting really clear on the season of life that I'm currently in. Yeah. So the whole triathlon came from a point of, first of all, I want to expand my physical fitness, but also like I could identify that I was capping myself at the moment, putting myself into little boxes. And I've told myself my entire life that I cannot run to save my life. I could never run more than 10K. Oh my God, I would die. And so I thought to myself, you know what? No, that's actually a box I've placed myself in. And I could identify that I was placing myself into boxes within business, within the content I could create or could not create, within the opportunities that I said yes or no to. So I was like, let's do the one thing I know I'm bad at, which is running, and get good at it. Let's hire a coach and get good at it. So again, reflecting, what season of life are we in? And then kind of like reverse engineering those goals as well. Like, is this realistic? What is required from me on a monthly basis or a weekly basis and then a daily basis, and integrating that into our daily routine, weekly routine, monthly routine.
I like that.
Answer that question.
It does.
Answers your question.
It does, because then when you do that, you will be able to see what sacrifices you have to make to get that goal. And if those sacrifices are too much and they don't feel right, or they feel like, I work from like an energetic point of view. If they feel yucky in your gut, or your soul is like, no, then that's okay. And then you can come back a bit.
I love that you mentioned that, because I think, again, working towards something and developing a new lifestyle, basically, when you're implementing new habits and routines and rituals, you are, in theory, altering your lifestyle as it currently stands. And if it doesn't feel good for you, and I think there has to be a line here. I love my woo-woo energetics, but also I'm a very logical human, and I will be like straight down the line. Yeah. You have to be really honest with yourself. Is this a moment of discomfort because this is new, it's maybe a little bit inconvenient, it's a little bit uncomfortable, or is it straight up, oh, in my gut, this is wrong?
Thank you for saying this, and you articulated it so well, because this is such a huge thing. Yeah. And we stop with fear so many times in our lives because we are scared of being humiliated or rejected or failing. When it's like, are you just scared, or is your gut like genuinely saying no? And both can be right. Yeah. Not at the same time though, really. No. So thank you. That was just,
and I think you will know.
Yeah, you will.
And if you don't, it's a moment to pause and block out the noise a little bit and like do some reflection. Get the journal out, take yourself down to the beach, like block out the noise, because once you listen, you'll know.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Like it's honestly, it's refreshing. Like, it's so refreshing.
So many occasions where I'm like, oh, I don't know whether I'm just like, I'm actually scared, or whether I'm like, your gut is straight up no. Okay, so let's sit for a second, take a breath, block out the noise. Yeah. What is it?
And I think what I've found is like, when your gut is saying no, it's like that deep gut feeling that's rooted in like protection, almost. It's like your higher self is full on protecting you, being like, no,
this is not right.
But then when it's just like fear, or it's self-doubt, or it's anxiety, it's like your ego. Yes. And it feels like rushed, and it feels like it's coming from a different place. Yeah. And I guess this is when like meditation and journaling really help you get connected with yourself and understand where these thoughts are coming from, to then make the decisions that are perfect for the season of life that you're in now. Yeah. That's it. I'm feeling very excited and motivated. So, oh my God, honestly, this is just so exciting. I've got so much I want to talk about. All right, so Beck, tell us a little bit about your future. The bug is back. Guys, there's a bug. There's a rogue bug, and we don't want to kill it, but it's really annoying. So, if you hear it,
buggy,
that's what's going on. If you're watching the video, you might see it. Hi, guys. So the future you theory is something that you created, and it went absolutely off on your social media. And this is the kind of content that, I chatted about in my intro, that I look at you as a brand, as a person, as Beck, and I'm like, this is so inspiring and powerful and unique and fun. And the word I think that I put in my intro for a very big reason is inclusive.
Thank
It's
you.
inclusive. You make people feel like we can all do it. You're not just, some successful woman that's like, this is what I do and watch me do it.
Yeah.
You're like, here's how you can do it too.
Yeah.
So chat to us about the future you theory. Even like, when did it come to you? Let's start back from like a conception point.
Okay, so at the time, it was almost a year ago. No, it was over a year ago now, which is crazy to me. But I was reading a book called 10x is easier than 2x. And it's all about the author's like ethos. His philosophy is it's actually easier to 10x your life than it is to just be half in, half out and like falling off the bandwagon. It's better to actually just go all in. You'll achieve more in a short amount of time than you would in being half in, half out for a prolonged amount of time. Anyway, there was this concept he spoke about called the 10x filter.
Okay.
Where he believes that in order to completely change your life, you have to like put on this lens or this filter where like everything you do serves your 10x self.
Okay.
And I loved the concept. I loved, the lens that he was talking about. So I kind of meshed it and molded it a little bit. And I called it the future you theory, where basically everything you do now moving forward, when you decide, you know what, this is the mindset I'm harnessing, everything serves my future self. So every conversation that I engage in, or every piece of content that I consume, the people that I follow, the food that I eat, the effort I put in today into work, into the friends, into my marriage, reflects my biggest, best version of me, my highest self.
Cool.
And I loved it because I kind of meshed it and molded it a little bit so it wasn't so all or nothing, because his mindset was very like, get rid of the bad friends and go on all these diets and X, Y, and Z. I'm like, that's a little bit too much.
Yes.
But how can we start to implement this for our future selves? Like maybe it is, investing into the friends that support you and make you feel alive, and spending a little less time with the people that laugh at your goals and make you feel like shit and whatever. So I kind of developed that, and then I spoke about it, and it's really funny because Zach and I went on this like, it was 8th of the 8th Lionsgate, and I did this like activation, this Lionsgate activation, and then the very next day the future you concept like dropped in. I was like, let's do an entire series about it. Let's take people on this journey of different ways that they can implement the future you theory to their own lives. And I gave everyone like free downloads and checklists and, mini ebooks, because I was like, this is such a cool concept. And I feel like a lot of my followers are all go-getters. We're all working towards something bigger and better, even if it's on like a miniature scale, like bettering our mindset or bettering our health and fitness. We're all working towards something. So everyone would take from this. Yeah, so I put together like a 4-part series, and then off the back end of that did like a future you challenge. Like that concept changed my life. Like completely changed my life. Obviously, like, vain metrics level, like it blew up my socials. Yeah. But on top of that, like it made so much impact. It was so fulfilling. It was the best thing I ever did. And I thought it was so funny that it dropped in after I kind of like did the activation on the 8th of the 8th. That was out in nature. Stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. I love it. It's just an inspiring story in itself, and then the actual future you theory method, everything that you teach is just genuinely exciting and powerful. Yeah. I think from like, obviously with my community, I talk a lot about the woo-woo spiritual side of things, law of attraction, manifestation, but this just goes hand in hand. And I think this is what I love about us and about both of our businesses is I feel like we have the same goals. We want to guide and inspire our community, and we have very similar values and beliefs, but we get there a different way. But the different ways complement each other so beautifully. So I feel like to harness like both is just like so powerful. Yeah, for sure. And with what you're talking about with the future you theory, I feel like it serves for the acting as if. With my community, we talk about, acting as if you already have the beautiful partner, the fluffy puppy, the money, the healthy habits, whatever it is that you want. So my biggest question is, when you are going through the practice of becoming the future you and you're looking through the lens, on the days where you are just really struggling, like let's go with you, on the days that you are struggling to show up or really genuinely feel and believe that you are that future version of Beck, what do you do?
I love this question because it has changed over the years. Well, the first thing I do now, which is so a little bit random and rogue, but I take myself out for a walk. No headphones, nothing. And I just go for a walk. I love my beach walks. And it kind of just like, it kind of reminds me that actually you're okay. It's not that big of a deal. Everyone passing you, we're all going through something. You're not alone. Like what you are feeling right now, it's okay. It's so fine. So that's the first thing I do is I kind of take myself out of my environment and into nature and around other people. And it's kind of like this beautiful, like, you're all good. Look around you. Everything's fine. But again, getting back into those practices when I come back home, I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let's get back in alignment. Let's do the journaling. I have, as I said, I have a very strategic structure with my journaling. I will always, every single morning, I will write down what's coming up, how I'm feeling, am I anxious, what's going on, bit of a brain dump. Then I will do 3 things I'm grateful for and why. I don't just stop it. Grateful for my dog, grateful for my husband, grateful for home. Why? Let's like change that frequency. And then I will then get into the visualization of future Beck. This is what she does. This is how she feels every single day. This is what, she's working towards. Again, referring back to the vision boards. And again, reflecting on what have I actually achieved so far? Because this is huge stuff. This is evidence of the momentum I already had. You haven't fallen off the bandwagon per se. Probably just having a little bit of a bad day.
And that's normal.
That's
so
okay.
Normal. And especially for us women, like literally every month the hormones, it's like we can't help it sometimes. And sometimes you do just need to get out on that walk with no headphones and remind yourself. I love that. Yeah. But it's actually not that big of a deal.
You're okay.
You're fine.
You're so fine.
Yeah.
I'm in my luteal phase at the moment.
Great.
And even yesterday I was like, what is all this for? What am I doing? Like, what is the purpose of this? I'm like, go for a walk.
Get out.
It's actually okay. You're so fine. Look at what you have achieved. Look at the impact you're making. Look at the things you've done, even in the past week, 2 weeks. Like, every single one of us would have a micro win, even if it is the smallest, like, hey, I got up on my alarm this morning.
Yeah.
That is a micro win, believe it or not.
And you get to choose to grab onto that. And you get to choose to see that as a win.
Yeah.
Like, we have a choice.
We do.
And I love what you said, because yesterday I had a spiral. I was spiraling so bad. Like, oh my God. I was just like, everything is ruined. Like, and I was trying to be so logical with myself. And I was like, Cleo, actually nothing's wrong. And you know that in 5 minutes, when you calm yourself down, you will be back to really appreciating the moment, whatever. And I did get there 5 minutes later, but in the moment, it's so hard.
It's really hard. That's why I've got to remove myself
from the situation.
I'm in my office, I'm having a spiral. We need to go to the beach.
Yeah.
And like everything's actually okay.
Yeah.
You're so safe. You're just having a moment. The people passing you, they're probably all also going through something in their own kind. We're all good.
I'm going to take that, because I have been updating my own website by myself, and I've had many tantrums.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm not good at removing myself. I've just realized now I'm not good at removing myself from the situation. I will just sit there, and like, I was literally crying at my computer last week, feeling so sorry for myself. But I was like, I can't leave, because if I leave, I'll forget what I'm doing, and I'll lose that, like, oh, I'm so angry and I just want to make it better now. And it's like, you are moving forward at like 10% right now. Right. Go away. Come back at 80%, Yeah.
And that's what and my mum has made such an impact on me over my entire life, basically. But a lot of what I do now as an adult are the coping mechanisms that she told me to do when I was a little girl, 6 years old, crying over my math homework. She'd be like, you're overwhelmed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to have a drink of water. We're going to go for a little walk around the lake together. And then we're going to come back and we're going to try this again with a better mindset. It's okay. You're just having a bit of a moment. We're going to just separate, go for a walk.
How nice is that? That's so sweet.
Come back. And now as an adult, I'm like, I'm going to go to the beach.
Call my mum. Hey.
Call my mum.
It's happening again. It's the maths homework.
But yeah, removing yourself, I think, is like such a hack.
And we're so clouded when we are in that mindset. Like, you could be looking at, let's just take maths for an example. You could be looking at 2 + 2, and your mind, you're so clouded by anxiety and by fear and by anger that it literally will go blurry and it will make no sense. But like you say, you come back, and it's so easy. Yeah. You're like, oh.
I'm like, oh.
Was
what
that?
was I having a tantrum over? That's so
Literally.
fine. It's like right in front of me. It's all good.
Oh gosh. So something that I struggle with being on, and I know you and I have chatted about this over coffee. Well, I had a hot chocolate, I believe. But is we are, like with what we do, we have to be on social media a lot.
Yeah.
And we would love to have days and weeks where we just go off social media, but realistically as business owners, when we are not only business owners but also our own personal brands, we kind of have to be on there. We have to be engaging, doing all the things.
Yeah, girl.
I can just go from feeling so incredibly proud of myself, so motivated, so incredible, and I will see something that someone has posted, whether it's something, a diet that they're on, or fitness goals or career goals, financial, whatever, and it takes me completely out of that space I was in, and I'm filled with self-doubt. I feel not good enough. I feel competitive, and I'm not a competitive person. I don't like that. I can get judgy on others, on myself, and I'll admit that, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Do you feel this?
Yes.
And we'll take us
No
through, like, how do you
hesitation.
help yourself?
So I am so firm now about protecting my peace, because I'm at an age now where I'm like, if I'm not feeling happy up here, and if you're not watching video, I'm pointing to my brain, everything else is impacted. So I am so, like, I want to say cutthroat. I can't think of a better word, but like,
It's a good word.
straight up now, if you are like disrupting my peace, I'm feeling like, oh, why did that make me feel like that? That has triggered me. That's actually made me feel like shit. You're going on mute. And if you're not someone that I want to keep in my circle, I actually unfollow straight away. Now I'm so conscious about the digital environment, because it is digital. It's you know, the people that I choose to surround myself in my physical environment, they don't make me feel like that.
Yeah.
It's my digital environment. I think what we forget is that we actually have a lot of control over our digital. Not with TikTok though. My algorithm, my For You page,
Yeah.
However, so like Instagram predominantly, which is where I get a lot of these triggers from, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just muting people now. And it's also a moment for me to reflect, like, where is this coming from? Is it, you know, maybe something I need to work on? Is this person showing me where maybe I'm having a moment of doubt? So I'm like, I'll be fully transparent. There's like a lot of business owners, and this is coming from a very positive place. Like, they're actually reminding me and showing me, mirroring to me even, where I'm maybe not showing up. And it's been a beautiful moment of reflection for me. But again, I think it's one of those things where if you don't have the self-awareness, it can be really tricky. Yeah. It can be really, really hard. So I think really utilizing that mute button. Yeah. Okay. Like, mute the stories, mute the posts, but also when I'm feeling triggered, I'm like, what is this mirroring to me? Is it like I'm annoyed because of their success? Am I annoyed because it looks like they're doing so much more than me? Is this a reflection of where, you know, maybe I'm not showing up? Or is it just like something I need to work through? Or yeah, I think it's two pieces of advice here is, if you're constantly seeing the same person, you're like, oh, I'm so fucking sick of your shit. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mute.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like, there's moments where I'm like, is this person mirroring something to me? Is it like a personal thing? Or am I just sick of seeing you?
Yeah.
I'm just tired of you.
And there you go. It could just be that, and that's okay.
A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time I'm like, I'm just sick of seeing your face.
Yep. See ya.
On mute. Love you.
Yeah.
I love you in real life.
Not serving me right now, though.
Not serving me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. It's setting healthy boundaries to protect your peace.
Yeah.
And our peace is where everything starts.
Yeah.
How are you going to align with your goals? How are you going to manifest your desires if you are not feeling peaceful, if your nervous system is not regulated?
Yeah.
The energy doesn't match up.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work. You can do all the visualization,
Yeah.
all of the aligned action, and that's actually something I would love to touch on is you constantly take aligned action all of the time.
Yeah.
Like correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure there's phases where you don't, but like the action that you're taking seems and feels, and from what you say in the Future You theory, very aligned.
Yeah. I think because I have the evidence that when you put in the work and you block out the noise, you put on the blinders and you work, like, you get really serious about where you're heading. I think for a lot of us, if we can, you know, envision what it is, what is it that I really want? How can I reverse engineer that? on, what do I have to do? What is required from me on a monthly basis? Okay, cool. That's the big monthly action plan. Let's break that down to weekly. What have I got to do daily? You actually have your action plan. I think a lot of us like to overcomplicate it. Like, if we can get so clear on what it is that we want and be like, you know what, for the first time in my life, I'm going to take where I'm heading so seriously.
Yeah.
And reverse engineer that, you have your action plan. And I have evidence that once we can harness that growth mindset, because we know mindset is such a big thing, but if we can, align our actions with where we're going and what it is we need to do in order to get there, you're unstoppable. And I have evidence of that.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to show up every day and be like, I know what I need to do. I have evidence that when I do that, I get what I want.
Exactly. And it feels
so I'm going to do it.
Good.
Yeah.
And what about the Beck before all of this happened, when I think you've mentioned to me, you were feeling lost and you were feeling confused. So for anyone who's listening who's like, but I don't know what I want, I'm lacking clarity, I'm lacking focus, I'm feeling negative, what would you say to them?
I think my journey was a lot of trial and error, following my gut a lot of the time, but trying everything. And of course, this is an investment of your time. Yeah. I know a lot of people say to me, oh, but I don't have the time to, invest the time.
Limiting belief.
Limiting belief.
Is the hard truth, guys.
It's a limiting belief. But also, what if you can reframe that mindset? What if it's like, actually, it's an investment into finding myself?
It can be exciting.
It can be really exciting. Again, exactly that. You get to choose what angle you approach this at. To me, that's such an investment, like trying different hobbies, trying different jobs even. I was a social media manager before I was a business owner. I hated it.
Oh, I did not know
I hated it. And I wouldn't have known that until I tried that.
Exactly.
I was supposed to be a primary school teacher.
Didn't know that either.
I was 3 years into my 4-year degree.
I didn't know that's what you were studying.
Yeah,
I just assumed marketing because you were a marketing genius.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to be a little teacher, primary school teacher.
Which you would have thrived at, but it wasn't your,
I got 3 years into, almost finished that degree, and I thought, I can't. I'm too impatient.
Yeah, fair.
With little babies.
Fair.
Couldn't. Changed to a marketing degree, then got out of that, thought I wanted to be a social media manager, did that for a year, hated it. And then I was like, oh, let's just see how business goes, and I've loved it. And, lots of money. Full transparency, I have a $47,000 HECS debt from my education that I first degree didn't finish. Then I did another 5-year degree. So I have a $47,000 HECS debt.
Yeah.
So you can invest a little bit of your time to find your passion.
Yes.
And also it's not a waste of time when you are refining and chipping away at you. I'm a very visual person. So I envision like life is like a bit of a boulder, and you're like chipping away eventually, and it's eventually going to show you the way. Yes,
you're not a primary school teacher, and you probably never will be.
No.
But no, definitely not. But you probably would not have got to where you are today if you didn't do those 3 years of study.
Exactly. And you know what? Those years of sticking to something, even though I did wrap it up before I graduated, but sticking to something, I learned so much about myself, and I apply so much of that perseverance and that grit into business now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some fun questions to end with.
Yay, I love fun questions.
If your future self could leave you a voice message from 10 years ahead, what do you hope she would say?
I think she would say, and I hope she would say, I'm so proud of you, girl. She would probably say, look, I know you're in 2025, sis, and I know it's really hard, and I know you feel like you're on a treadmill that is never going to stop, and there's no off button, and you can't pull the plug out of the wall, but I promise you, everything is about to pay off. And like, I'm at a point, this is just removing myself from the voice note moment, and just giving context. I'm at a point now where I can like taste the next level.
I can
so
taste
excited
it for you.
I can feel it, but I can feel it in my body. It's just around the corner. Something's going to happen. Something's going to move, something's going to shift, and it's going to click into place like it did. It's going to be like what happened last year when the Future You stuff happened. Everything click, click, click.
Yeah.
New level.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of the new one. So the voice note would say, so proud of you. You're on a treadmill at the moment. I know it's really hard and you're puffed, but
you're puffed out, bro.
But it's about to click into place. Just hang in there, please, please, please.
And you will, and you will also in 10 years you will feel that way. Yeah. I know you will, because you can see it, you believe it.
Yeah.
So of course you will. And as humans, we are made up of energy. So is the universe. So is every opportunity, every person that we're going to meet, everything we can feel when it's about to shift. So trust that in your body. Like, you are about to experience a magical, miraculous shift. Oh my God, how exciting. Get ready, make room.
Yeah.
And actually, before I get on to the other questions, can we talk a little bit about, so obviously this momentum that you've gained over the years, what, from my point of view, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just doing a lot of like, from my point of view, I think you're great. It's, as I said before, it's not luck, it's hard work.
Yeah, girl.
And sure, maybe we get little drops of luck here and there, but we both work very hard. You've worked really hard in the last few years to gain this momentum. And what I see now is that you have become an effortless manifester. Whereas you will say and you will think things, and because you've put in the work, because you are so in alignment, they will just sometimes appear. Mm-hmm. And tell us about what you said to your manager about working with a particular brand. Can you tell us this story? Because I know my Smileys will froth. They will froth.
So we had a strategy meeting, as we typically do every like quarter or so, with my manager. And she said to me, it's time for us to reassess our goals. And I want you to tell me like 1 to 3 dream brands that you would want to work with, even if they're not on a paid capacity, even if it's like affiliation of some kind. And I was like, you know what? I'm a tech girly at heart. I love my tech. I am a business girly. I'm a podcaster. I would love to work with Apple. Okay, they are in the fitness space. They're in the business space because of, I use all their products for business and podcasting or whatever. She was like, oh, okay, sure. I don't actually know. I have no contacts for Apple. That's her job, to be able to like, connect me with the brand. She's like, I've got no contacts. I'll do some LinkedIn searching. I'll put it on my to-do list. I actually don't know any talent that have worked with Apple before, so I don't know where to begin, but I will make this happen for you. A week later, almost to the hour, I'm laughing because you can't make it up.
You can't make it up. You can't write.
So it was a Wednesday. Wednesday the following week, almost to the hour, I get an email from the PR executive for Apple Australia.
Guys, are you hearing this?
She said, basically, like, we've found you through your triathlon content. We would love to work with you in some capacity. Are you free to jump on a call? My manager's like, bro, the universe is playing ball in your court. You have manifested this. Anyway, so she was like, can we jump on a call in like 2 hours time? And so my manager was like, clear your schedule. We're jumping on a call with Apple. And so they were like, we want to send you to Melbourne. Come do like a running experience with us, to experience the Apple Watch, blah, blah, blah. And I'm, in a 12-month partnership with them now. And it was literally as simple as me saying, hey, universe, I want to work with Apple.
You put it out there, and you said it loudly and you said it boldly because you believe you're deserving. You believe it would not only serve you, but you know that it would also serve Apple. And I think that's something really powerful that we all need to remember, is that if you are trying to manifest something that is, let's say, a career goal, because that's what we're, talking about, you have to fully believe that your service or your involvement or your collaboration is going to help the other person as well.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that, and if it's going to help the highest good, then...
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of manifesting, I think it's also beneficial for me to talk about my next little manifestation that popped in yesterday.
Please.
So a couple of months ago, I was journaling to my journal about, I would really love a small little team, even if it's just like 1 or 2 people, small but incredibly mighty, so aligned. And I remember I had this download. It was this quote. It was like this voice. And it was from the universe, because I remember I had to flip over the page and write down this quote. And then it said, show me how serious you are about where you're heading, and I'll show you how good it's going to get. Love, the universe. I wrote that down, and I had it on like a full single page. And I was like, okay, I'm journaling about business growth, getting the team. I keep envisioning myself in a warehouse or office space that's like so bright and light, and like that's what I manifest, journal about at the moment. That next step is like having that space, having that team, really getting the brand out of infancy and it's next level. And so I remember thinking, you know what, sign from the universe, it wants to see how hard, like how badly I want this next level. So let's start, doing the groundwork for showing up for the business, making sure we're ahead with our meta ads, making sure we're on top of our order packing, this little tasks to show how serious I am. Then I decided, you know what, it's time for me to hire for a marketing assistant. Put the feelers out. There were a few, strong candidates here and there. But yesterday, I got the dream candidate applying for me. So much so that while I was reading her resume, I was shaking my head in disbelief. I was like, you cannot make this up. Like dream candidate. And I remember I finished because she submitted a video as well as her resume and cover letter, because that was part of the application process. I had to close the email and I literally looked up at the sky and I was like, thank you, universe. I know in my core, I have just called this beautiful girl in.
And that's when it's just so unbelievably exciting with Apple and with this girl. You did it.
Yes.
You created it.
To my core, I was like,
you created it.
I made this happen.
At how powerful are you? Like so powerful.
Yeah.
And everyone has the power to do this.
Everybody does.
We all hold the same power.
Yeah.
And this is just so inspiring. Like it's so exciting. And I'm so excited also because you are so excited and in alignment, and because this has come to you now, I'm so excited to see where you and your new work are, like where it goes, because it's probably going to bring in this miraculous shift that you're
and
like,
you know what I think it is. I said to Zach, I think hiring my first employee, because I outsource a lot, contract, project by project base. I've never actually hired a proper employee. Even if it is casual, it's still employed through the business, right? So I said to Zach, I think this is the move. I think this is the thing that's going to click everything into place. I feel it.
And also energetically, you are going to free yourself up of so much mental clutter, space,
so excited.
And like you're just going to make room for so much to come in. I'm so excited to watch this unfold.
Oh, me too. I'm so excited.
Okay, let's end on one question.
Okay.
If you had a bad habit fairy godmother who could magically erase one of your habits, which one would you choose?
Oh, I haven't read this question. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I got one.
Great.
Oh, and it would change my life.
Okay.
Scrolling.
Yeah. And I think this is something like we can all relate. I'm sure whether it's your Facebook feed, your TikTok feed, your Instagram feed, or even just your messages, like just scrolling on your phone or playing Candy Crush, whatever it is.
Let me take that a step further. It's not just actually scrolling. It's the habit of reaching for my phone when things get boring or uncomfortable or, a little, like, for example, when I do my meta ads, I hate numbers. Again, limiting belief, but I'm quite bad at maths and I've always avoided them, right? I've always avoided numbers. I don't want to look at the data. Let me do the creative stuff. I'll hire someone to do that. Yeah. But I feel like I would like to have that control over my meta ads, so I do it myself. I've learned how to do it myself. And sometimes when I'm listening to our coaching program or whatever, the e-commerce coaching program that I'm in, it's very data driven. Obviously, it needs to be. We're talking about data. Yeah. And I'll sit there and I'm like off with the fairies. I always reach my phone, do a little scroll, and I'm like, I can pick up, this is actually a bad habit. And if I did not reach for my phone and I kept it closed away, I wasn't scrolling, that would fix my procrastination. That would fix my probably time management a little bit more than it already is. Like I'm pretty good with it, but imagine how good it could be if we got rid of the distractions. It would cancel out the comparison.
Yeah, and that's a big one.
Big one. So I'm like, fairy godmother.
Fairy godmother.
Vanish.
Please bring your wand down and circle it over me now.
But I think the really powerful thing with this is like, if you zoom out a little bit and you stop overcomplicating it, I actually have the control to remove that myself.
Yes, of course. Of course.
It's hard because it's hardwired into my brain now. And I think it's this weird, it's hard because we operate so much online. And so I can justify reaching for that phone. I'm just going to check my DMs. Yeah.
It's work.
Gonna check the email.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Beck, thank you so much for coming on the Pass Around the Smile podcast. You are inspiring, you are encouraging, you are intelligent, and you should all check Beck out. Where can we find you?
Bec Stewart _ on Instagram, and then the.habit tracker on Instagram as well.
Amazing. This is so fun. I feel so inspired. And I know my Smileys will too. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. Bye.